CLE Cookery Lesson 5 is all about calculate cost of production. Show me the money. In this lesson, you will learn the principles of costing and compute cost of production whenever you want to put up your cookery business. Here are some terms used in this lesson. Markup is the difference between how much an item costs you and how much you will sell that for. It is your profit per item. Any person working in business or retail will find the skill of being able to calculate markup percentage very valuable. Total cost is the sum of all the costs incurred by the firm in producing a certain level of output. Purchase cost or buying price is the price of investors pays for an investment, and the price becomes the investor's cost basis for calculating gain or loss when selling the investment. Selling price. It is the amount a buyer pays for a product or service. Selling price can also be known as market price, list price, or standard price. Study the instructions below to come up with a cost of production of the items that you want to put up in your business. Number 1. Calculate your peso markup. This is done by subtracting your buying price from selling price. For example, your selling price is 15 pesos. Your purchase cost or buying price is 10 pesos. Therefore, your peso markup is 5 pesos. Decide whether you want to calculate your percentage markup based on your cost or selling price. Once you choose which you will be using to calculate, it is important you stick to the method you choose throughout all your calculations, or you will end up with faulty data. If you decide to calculate your percent markup based on selling price, go on to step 4. Step 3. Calculate percentage or percent markup based on cost. This is done by dividing the peso markup by the cost. Example, peso markup is 5 pesos, while purchase or buying price is 10 pesos. Therefore, you have a percentage markup of 0.5 or 50%. Again, you will divide the peso markup divided by buying price. Next, number 4. Calculate your percent markup based on selling price. This is done by dividing the peso markup by the selling price. For example, our markup peso is 5 pesos and your selling price is 15 pesos. So, you have to divide 5 divided by 15 is equal to 0.33 percentage markup. Number 5. Make sure you consistently use either cost of the production or selling price to find the percent markup on an item, even though the cost, selling price, and peso markup always be the same. The percentage markup drastically different depending on if you calculate it using selling price or cost. Using selling price will give you a lower percentage markup, assuming you are making profit, while using cost will give you a higher percentage markup. The cost principle is an accounting principle that requires assets, liabilities, and equity investment to be recorded on financial records and their original cost. The cost principle is always known as the historical cost principle and the historical cost concept. Advantages of cost principle. The advantage of the historical cost principle is that the user of financial statement could know exactly the original value of assets or liabilities in the financial statement as it requires no adjustments. This accounting treatment also less affects by accounting assumptions. Verifying the value of assets or liabilities based on a cost basis is much easier than market value, and it is a simple method which is easy to understand by management, accountant, and auditor. The disadvantage of cost principle. The cost accounting concept does not reflect the real value of assets or liabilities in the current market. By using the concept, the user will get confusing specifically or especially when the market value of assets or liabilities are significantly different from the original cost. Let's do some computation. Given the table here, we have items like bibingka, cupcake, turon, and hot cake. The bibingka, you purchase it 5 pesos. Cupcake, you purchase for 8 pesos. Turon, you purchase it for 10 pesos and 15 pesos for hot cake. Next, the selling price of bibingka is 7 pesos, while cupcake 11 pesos, turon 14 pesos, and for your hot cake, it's 20 pesos. Now, find the peso markup and the percentage markup for bibingka, cupcake, turon, and hot cake. I will give you 30 seconds. Timer starts now. Timer stop. Let us check your answer if correct. The peso markup for bibingka is 2 pesos. How did you get that? Selling price minus purchase cost. So, 7 minus 5 is 2. For the cupcake, the selling price is 11. Minus the purchase price or the cost is 8 pesos. So, you have a peso markup of 3 pesos per cupcake. While turon, selling price 14 pesos and you purchase it for 10 pesos. Your peso markup is 4 pesos. And last, for hot cake, your selling price is 20 pesos and your purchase cost is 15 pesos. So this is 20 minus 15. That is your peso markup, 5 pesos. To get the percentage markup, you have to divide your peso markup divided by the purchase cost. So, that's 2 divided by 5 is 0.04 or 0.4, I'm sorry. Next, for cupcake, your peso markup is 3 pesos divided by 8 pesos is equal to 0.375. For your turon, your peso markup is 4 pesos divided by your purchase cost, which is 10 pesos. And you have a percentage markup of 4 or 0.4. And lastly, for your hot cake, your peso markup is 5 pesos divided by 15. It will give you 0.333 or 333%. Do you have any question? Are you ready to take the online quiz number 5? If you are ready, here is the link for your online quiz number 5. This is Teacher Berna saying God bless you all.